Yo, what is up, YouTube?
Sports
It's
Talk.
your boy Big
Let's
T.
recap the week it
Welcome back
was.
to Sports Talk.
Let's go. Let's recap the week it was.
All right, first off, in NFL news, some suspensions to talk about. Raul McClain is suspended for 10 games for violating the NFL substance abuse policy. And for the Jets, Shailene Richardson is suspended 1 game for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. He is serving the suspension because of his arrest last offseason in 2015. The Jets will be out without one of their star defensive players. But also there are some big signings that happened this week. Colts quarterback Andrew Luck just signed a very, very, very rich contract. The deal is worth 6 years, $140 million, $47 million guaranteed. $47 million guaranteed, which basically his basic salary is going to be anywhere from $23.5 million. So Andrew Luck is now the richest player in NFL history to sign a deal like that. So congratulations to him. Hopefully he serves up to that contract. For the Seattle Seahawks, Doug Baldwin signed a new contract. The wideout who had an unbelievable breakout season last year. He's been a solid player for the Seahawks for the past couple of years, especially during the 2 Super Bowl runs that they've had. His deal is worth 4 years, $24.25 million. So congratulations to him. But there's also some sad news that happened earlier this week. First, former Colts running back, I'm trying to read his name here. Zuan Timptons. I apologize if I'm missaying that. He has passed away after accidentally shooting himself. That's just horrible. Young guy like that. It's unfortunate right there. So, right there. And then also really, really sad news. Legendary defensive coordinator and head coach Buddy Ryan, yes, the father of Rex Ryan, has passed away Wednesday at the age of 85 after his long battle of cancer. Buddy Ryan, for the younger viewers, guys, this man was responsible for one of the best defenses pretty much of all time, the 85 Bears. He came up with the 4-6 defense, huge personality. Very, very sad to see a legendary coach pass away from us. The game has lost a tremendous coach. So my condolences go out to everybody affected by these 2 tragedies. So, it's unfortunate. All right, in NHL news, a big trade happened earlier this week. PK Subban was traded to the Nashville Predators for defenseman Shane Weber. I talked about PK Subban a little bit a few weeks ago. How there was a report that there was no way the Canadiens were going to try and trade their all-star defenseman, but it looks like the price was right. So two defensemen traded. I believe both teams have won here. Nashville gets a very good goal-scoring defenseman, and the Canadiens get Weber, who is a very good defenseman, but he's also a leader. So congratulations to both of these players, and hopefully good luck in their careers with their new teams. And also another trade: former first-round pick Taylor Hall was traded to the New Jersey Devils for defenseman Hamley Larson. This was a very interesting trade too. Taylor Hall, who was the first overall pick a few years back in the draft, he was taken before Tyler Seguin, who is now with the Dallas Stars, who started his career with the Bruins. So once again, new start for both of those guys, and see what happens. And also one more news about the NHL. Free agency starts today. So if you're a hockey fan, hopefully there'll be some big name free agents going to different teams. Hopefully one of them will be coming to your team. So we'll report more about that in the next episode. And that's going to do it for the headlines. We're going to go to our local teams now. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the Bruins right now. Two big headlines for them this past week. Yesterday, Torrey Krug signed a new 4-year deal. It is roughly around $21 million. His cap hit is about 5.25. So this was a really big signing for the Bruins, I believe, because Torrey Krug has played unbelievably well. He's a young, outstanding defenseman. I can't wait to see, for the next 4 years of his contract here in Boston. I think he's proven to be a very good defenseman. But also. For them to do that, the Boston Bruins had to buy out the contract of defenseman, and this is like a fan favorite around here, Danny Steinberg. So he is a unrestricted free agent. It's kind of unfortunate to see that. He's been battling injuries. I mean, he played a big part during that Stanley Cup run in 2011 for the Bruins. So. Financial wise, this is why they had to do it. It's unfortunate. Hopefully he can come back on a lower contract. But if not, Subban, best of luck to you, buddy. And also, also talk about. I mentioned earlier about free agency started today for hockey. I'm excited to see. Hopefully, the Bruins can go and do something. Now, guys, normally the Bruins aren't very active in free agency. I don't know. A lot of New England teams right here don't do that. You look at the Patriots. Every year, I expect them to go out and get a big name free agent. They don't do it. Bruins, kind of the same way. But let's just, like I said, let's just hope they can. Get some players for the Bruins this year. Hopefully, they can get somebody. Hopefully, they can get a goal scorer, maybe another defenseman. We'll see. We'll see what happens during the offseason. So that's all I have to say about the Bruins right now. In Red Sox news, they dropped the loss last night to 4-0 to the Tampa Bay Rays. There's been a lot of speculations about this team right now. They had that really unbelievable May run when their hitting was good, their pitching, everything good. Now this past month they've kind of went downhill, and it's unbelievable watching this team because they were playing so well, doing so good, and now they just pretty much almost hit rock bottom. So my sentiment on this is, what are they, first of all, I don't know what is going on. I don't know, why they're losing, why they're doing this, and I'm hoping that they can get out of this slump, because if they don't, this season that was very promising in the beginning could turn out to be disastrous at the end. So, but I want to hear your comments down below, guys. What do you think the Sox need to do before the All-Star break? All right, and one more segment. I forgot to mention on the Bruins earlier. The 2 first-round picks. They did take 2 defensemen. The big name one was Charles McCavan. Boston University guy. It's always good to get local guys to stay here in Boston. So hopefully down the road we can see what he'll be able to do for this team. And they also drafted a defenseman who's still in high school in Minnesota. I cannot pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to screw his name up and I get yelled at. So, so I think that's going to do it pretty much for this segment of Sports Talk. I just want to give a big shout out to a couple of friends of mine, everybody at my work, and also guys like Travis, Steven, Natalie, Sherry, Savannah, guys, I gave you a shout out so you can stop, bugging me. So that's going to do it for Sports Talk for this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button, social media and the links below. Always remember to be kind, generous, and love one another. And as always, I will see you on the other side, my friends. Bye!